manager at RJ4ALL. This is a celebration ceremony of the FRED project. This year-long project has been kindly supported and funded by the European Solidarity Corps. FRED was born out of concerns and issues from COVID-19. This is a youth-led project that focuses on the most vulnerable and marginalised in our community. I want to talk a bit more about the FRED project and what exactly it is. Young people from our community came together to highlight issues born out of COVID-19. These issues were focused on an increase of loneliness, isolation, and many other issues. From this, the young people created several different coping mechanisms and support mechanisms for the most vulnerable, including a helpline, a food bank, PPE access, and free resources available. This project is now coming to an end, and as the manager of RJ4ALL, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who participated, all the volunteers, all the interns. We understand you've sacrificed so much to be part of this project. You've given so much energy. We really appreciate it, and without you, it wouldn't have been possible.
Baby, now and then I think about me and who I could have been. Then I picture all the perfect that we lived, till I can put strings on your tiny violin. Oh, my mind's on my mind if it's something right now and it makes me hate me. It'll explode like a dynamite if I can't decide, baby. Tortured really, yeah. It's my mind, your arms. I go to extremes, yeah. When the angels tell me run and the monsters call it love. It's my head and my heart. I'm torn in between, yeah. I'm standing at a crossroads. I cross my heart with X and those. Which way leads to forever? Tortured really, yeah. It's my mind, your arms. I go to extremes, yeah. When the angels tell me run and the monsters call it love. It's my head and my heart. I'm torn in between, yeah. My head and my heart. I'm torn in between, yeah. My head and my heart. I'm torn in between, yeah.
I'm the Fitness and Center Manager. I'm in charge of the community library. I run the sports project. For example, we run like a weekly walk-in every Wednesdays. We do fitness classes in the center as well. And also we've got a community fridge going on. We've got food pantry every Mondays. So please, everyone is welcome. And also a massive thank you to all volunteers, because without them, this can be possible. So we appreciate your work, your support. And it's great to to meet you guys and have you at the center as well. So yeah, thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name's Manisha and I just want to thank you, the volunteers, for putting together this wonderful project to celebrate the persistence, determination and resilience shown by the young people through COVID-19, which we all know was a really difficult time. You, the young people, congratulations on your awards. I hope you have a wonderful evening and most importantly, keep being bold and keep shining.
COVID was incredibly difficult for a lot of people, especially young people. A lot of young people couldn't go back to school, go to universities, they were isolated from their social circles, and especially if you're from marginalised communities, like the LGBT+ community, a lot of safe spaces were closed. Here are some testimonies from young people that we have been working with who talk about how difficult COVID-19 was for them.
COVID-19 had a lot of impact on my life, such as I was always at home. I couldn't go and see my family, I couldn't go to work, I couldn't go even do my daily living, like for example exercise and all that stuff. And also like the biggest issue also was I couldn't go and travel the world. I was enjoying my life and seeing my loved ones, so it has impact. Also the main one, that during the COVID-19 I was also doing my dissertation for my final year university, so I was really stressed a lot, and it was very hard to be always indoor and not seeing outside the outdoor.
Hi there. Yeah, so to answer how COVID affected my mental health, I definitely think it's changed me as a person in terms of my anxiety. I definitely think I reached a level of anxiety at the time, especially at the beginning, where no one really knew what COVID was or how dangerous it was. And I remember getting updates every day from BBC, and the updates were it was just a notification on my phone, and it was just the amount of people who had died that day. So it was just like 900 people died today, 1,000 people died today. And that after a couple of weeks, I just stopped it, because it was like, this is so depressing. Like, and then that made me anxious for my own health, but also like the people I was living with and anyone I would see or you know, meet in the park or whatever it might be. So yeah. But over the past 18 months, with the vaccine rolling out and everyone knowing much more about it, and you know, the medicine coming through, and things slowly coming back to normal in a way, even though I don't think it ever will be normal in the same way. It's gotten a bit better, and just kind of, and I think a lot of people felt the same, and it's just kind of, I think it'll be a slow process for everyone, or for the people who have the anxiety around it, to feel comfortable in it again. You know, whether it might be, you know, going to the shops or seeing a mate or going to a festival, you know. Just depends on the person, and it depends how that person is feeling at that particular time.
Hi everyone. At RJ4ALL, we believe working closely with young people, particularly those 16 to 24, as we believe that young people are the future. And without them and without their voice, we won't be able to create a fair and equal society. We've got 2 videos lined up for you. One from Didier Muller and second from Emily Segal. Both of them are very young and working very incredibly close with RJ4ALL to deliver some incredible projects that focus on the young and marginalised.
Hi, my name's Didier. I'm a current volunteer at RJ4ALL. Been here for a few weeks. I'm working on a few projects right now. One of them being the C4C, which is looking at gender-based violence and ways in which restorative justice can help those who are victim of this heal and get their lives back together. And what I've learned so far working for this organisation is the work of restorative justice in different community projects, and the ways that we can rethink theory and apply it to people's lives in terms of economic resources, material resources, and also ways of like therapy and individual healing. And I look forward to getting involved in more projects, particularly like LGBT projects, or looking forward to work on the counter-radicalisation programme, which I know that RJ4ALL works for and is one of the leading groups. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a project officer here at RJ4ALL. I work on 2 projects that have to do with migrant integration, art, and restorative justice. I just wanted to thank all the volunteers for their hard work these past couple months. I know we've all been going through a lot in the pandemic. My experience during the pandemic was also full of isolation and really difficult challenges throughout. So thank you so much to the volunteers who donated their time and who really made this project possible.
Hi, I will now pass it to Olga. She'll be speaking about mental health and how it links with fitness.
Hi everyone, my name is Olga and I teach fitness for RJ4ALL Community Center. Today we are going to talk about exercise and fitness and why it is important to exercise regularly. Exercise has been shown to improve your mood and decrease feelings of depression, anxiety, and stress. It produces changes in the parts of the brain that regulate stress and anxiety. Exercise can increase the production of endorphins, which are known to help produce positive feelings and reduce pain. Exercise has been shown to reduce stress and improve symptoms and anxiety. And good news are, it doesn't matter how intense your workout is. It seems that your mood can benefit from exercise no matter the intensity of the physical activity. It means you don't need to go to the gym and do fitness class or go and do workout in a gym. You can just go for a walk, swimming, playing football with your mates, do any activity, and that will benefit your overall health, physically and mentally. Exercise is crucial to support a healthy metabolism and burning more calories per day. It also helps you maintain your muscle mass and weight loss. Physical activity helps you build muscles and strong bones. It may also help prevent osteoporosis. As we all getting older, including me, right? It improves blood flow to the brain and helps brain health and memory. People who exercise regularly have a lower risk of developing many long-term chronic conditions such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and even some cancers. If you've never done exercise before, or you're thinking about it and don't know to start it or not, I have been teaching for 20 years, and many people tell me, "Oh, you're so lucky. You have 3 kids and you look so fit." Unfortunately, it's not just luck or just good genes. It's all about exercise and healthy diet. And of course, I am a fitness instructor. I do it every day, but it doesn't mean you need to be a fitness instructor or fitness coach to get healthier. Even if you start with a couple of sessions per week, it doesn't matter. It is walking or swimming or any activity you like, even dancing. It all counts as a physical activity, which is very important. We all have been in a lockdown, and you can find yourself that it is very hard to keep going. That's why we, RJ4ALL Community Center, doing classes online, and we do 2 sessions per week. We do LBT on Tuesdays at 12:30. It's only 45 minutes class. LBT is legs, bumps and thumbs, working through your legs, core and support. Shoulders down. Turn the resistance to your left.
The first thing about the impact of COVID is how different it has affected different people, different parts of the workforce, different families, people in very different sort of living conditions. For me personally, it was a relief not to be getting on planes for a year and being able to do other things. And I had open space, I had technology, connectivity, I had an income. I had a partner who did the shopping because I'm, of an age being in a vulnerable group. So, it wasn't too bad really. And my son has just been positive with COVID. So, we haven't escaped it, but we haven't been adversely affected by it really too much. On the other hand, I do know people who were very, very badly affected by it. And I still know people who were badly affected by it. And people put themselves in positions of exposure to it, serving the rest of us. So I think it's been a very, very mixed story. And I hope that we move forward respecting not only the NHS workers, but also people who refuse collectors and people who work in supermarkets and so on and so forth, for keeping the show on the road in really tough times. The council did, well, actually, a local community councillor did, was he tried to rally people who felt able to help vulnerable groups, older people, isolated young people, people with disabilities, people with pets who needed their dogs walking, and then the council sort of put an umbrella around this idea of volunteering and established people called COVID-19 community resilience support workers, who did a range of things, from delivering prescriptions to talking to lonely people from the street. You know, I think one of the beautiful things about Corona, people will remember the panic buying of toilet rolls and everybody got sort of sharp elbows and pushing people out of the way. But we also have to remember the remarkable community spirit that also came to prevail, and lots of people helping each other in different kinds of ways according to what they could do. Of course, most volunteering has a selfish dimension, and mine was that I've got a motorbike and I wanted to not let it rust and rot in the garage. So it was an opportunity to be able to say, look, if something needs doing, I'll hop on my bike and come and lend a hand. And locally, you know, I'm involved with local football, grassroots football. And again, I have to applaud all the parents and the coaches who did keep trying to keep their children's morale and resilience and motivation, keep the spirits high in what became increasingly depressing times. You know, people just not able to go out, not able to go anywhere, and sort of consigned to indoors and Netflix. So I think it was, you know, you can use the cliches of community spirit and mutuality and reciprocity, and I think a lot of that really did shine through in the COVID crisis. What we have to worry about, in a way, is will it all evaporate again as and when we come through all of this? Got to try and build on some of those really high qualities in communities and neighborhoods. You know, churches that have been providing food banks for people, various kinds of community activities to try and just bring people together. Collective human activity is what you know. We were living in a more and more fragmented and isolated world where people were retreating behind their doors and almost forgetting about other people who might have been struggling a bit. And I think we've got to just try to, and it's not easy to. We've got to try and build on faith groups, on community work groups, on youth work groups, on forest activity for children in schools. A lot of these things suddenly became very, very valued and valuable. And, you know, they are just about shared collective community events, activities, you know, hobbies, projects. And I think that is possible, but it will require community organizing. And once again, one hopes that some of those people who stepped up to the plate, you know, during COVID, themselves won't retreat and will continue to try and do that sort of thing.
I will now be introducing our director, Theo, and he will be speaking more about the organization and Restorative for Justice.
Theo Gavrilidis, the founder and the director of RJ4ALL, the international institute that hosts the FRED Youth-led campaign, which organizes this competition every year. It's a privilege to open the award ceremony, and there are many presentations, and of course the award celebration itself. What I would like to say is what is not so obvious, and that is the connection between the institute, RJ4ALL, its values, the restorative justice values, and the youth-led Fred campaign, as well as, of course, these awards. That goes back to when I created the organisation almost 10 years ago, RJ4ALL, to really use the underlying values of restorative justice and principally the value of power sharing to address poverty and inequality in our society. Restorative justice is usually seen as a method to address crime, is usually visualized in the form of a victim and an offender coming together. But for us, it's far more than that. It's about addressing the power imbalances and the power abuses that happen within our society, which I believe gradually create poverty and disadvantage. So when it comes to young people, the power and the power dynamics and the power abuse is so obvious, especially if you come from specific backgrounds, disadvantaged communities and marginalized groups. That is why we created the Fred Youth-led campaign, and we allowed, using again the values of restorative justice, one of which is user-led program designs, to run the campaign, but not within our institution, but let the young people run the campaign. And that is why it's a youth-led campaign. And these awards are also a youth-led initiative. The submissions, the selections, everything has been done by young people. And it is a very, very important event for us because it celebrates really the achievements of all those young people who worked really, really hard during one of the most extraordinary years of our lives, where COVID-19 created so many challenges, deaths, and also future challenges, including young people's educational and employment opportunities. So these awards are so special because they don't only send a message where young people show what they have done for their community and others, but also sends a message of hope. Because if COVID has had an impact today, it has actually created, and we know this already, more poverty and more disadvantage for the many years to come. And is with young people's contributions, their hopes, their work and their aspirations that I think we can find true hope. So I want to say thank you to all those who submitted work for this competition. I want to congratulate those who have received the prizes, and I want to thank everybody who has been involved in this year's award ceremony. See Fund, which for the second time supported the Youth Awards. It is bittersweet saying thank you to ESC and Erasmus because, as you know, Brexit has forced us to come out of these programs. But at RJ4ALL, we believe that the values of solidarity, of European democracy, and of human rights will not only persevere and last here and in Europe, but I think with our young people's determination and hard work, we will improve their implementation, but also their awareness. So thank you to all those who took part in this award ceremony, including the speakers and, of course, my team, who has worked really hard during difficult times to run the project that led to this ceremony. I'd like to say that these awards are not just a one-off. As I said, they're annual awards. So please go onto our website, the Fred campaign website, which would also give you links to our own website, the RJ4ALL website, to see about our awards and how you can support them in the future or even these awards by following the links that you can see on your screen or by going to the Fred website or the RJ4ALL website. You will see a lot of initiatives from our institute which might not make sense when it comes to crime prevention, and that is why I wanted to make not only the clarification but also the announcement that now, as managers of a very local community service which is based at the Rotherhithe Community Centre, we try to address poverty and rebalance power within our society through services that use the restorative justice values, including our new service RJ4ALL Sports, which you can come and take at our community centre, access the food bank, access the community fridge, access the mental health services, and of course all our interventions, our workshops, our cultural workshops, and mediation, restorative justice practices, and all the other usual services that we know have been provided by restorative justice. Thank you very much for taking part in this competition. Please subscribe to our channel. As you can see, there are many videos, including our RJ educational webinars, and stay in touch. Thank you.